Welcome back to Let's Automate It with Robin, automation and AI for non-techies. And today we're going to do a basic instructional video for those of you out there who are starting to work with n8n and AI for the very first time. We're just going to cover the basics of AI nodes and how they work in n8n. I'm going to build this with you live right now. Come along with me. This is going to be simple. It's going to be straightforward. And the goal here is just to build the very basic foundation of understanding how n8n and AI work together so we can kick on and create more complex n8n driven automations with AI. So I've opened up a brand new workflow here in n8n, and we need to start with the first step because we need a trigger. We need something to start with. Let me actually just give this a little bit more context actually before I go further. What I want to build today with you guys right now is our very own ChatGPT. I want to build a chatbot that I can talk to and ask questions and get responses exactly like you would if you were talking to ChatGPT via the ChatGPT website. Obviously, we can just go to ChatGPT and do that, but right now today we want to build the foundation here in n8n so that we can retrieve the information that we would get from ChatGPT, and we don't have to cut and paste it. We can ask the questions right from here, get the information from ChatGPT, or in this case actually OpenAI, the company that owns ChatGPT, bring it back here into n8n so we can use that information to do other very amazing automation. So that's what we're trying to do here. So we need a first step. So I'm just going to click on this first step button here. And what we're going to trigger this with, we need some kind of trigger. We have lots of options here, but we're going to trigger with a chat message because we're building a chatbot. So I'm going to click on that, and we'll leave it. Actually, yeah, we'll leave it like this now. This is make chat publicly available. If you turn this on, it's going to give you a URL, and you can go to this URL if it's made public, and the chat interface will be at that URL, and you'll be able to chat with the AI that we're about to build via this website with this URL. But we're gonna keep this simple for now. I'm just gonna make this private, but know that you can pull this on and go and publish this somewhere and amaze and impress your friends and your clients. And obviously you can set some settings here, but let's keep this simple. So there we have our chat message ready to go. Now we need to add an action to it. We've got our trigger. Now we need to add an action. So I'm just going to click on the little button there, and here we have advanced AI. We're going to click into this, and it's going to reveal a whole fantastic world of AI. n8n is being amazing. In fact, I'm recording this video on the 21st of December 2024. I think if you're watching this video and more than a month or two has gone by, you're probably going to see a completely different interface here as n8n and AI are developing so fast. This is such a fast moving space that this video may not even be relevant anymore. However, I think the foundational stuff will still be relevant for quite some time to come. So that's what we're focusing on today. So we've got lots of options here. We can look at some templates, and we could message OpenAI itself. I'm not going to go through all of these, but the one I find most useful is an AI agent. It generates an action plan and executes it. So we've got lots of options in here. So I'm going to grab an AI agent just by clicking on this. And let's click away from there. And there it is. It's connected it to our chatbot. So we have our AI agent. We have the option to choose a chat model, memory, and tools. I'm going to go through each of those one by one. But let's just start by clicking here into the main agent. And we're going to look here at a couple of options. There's different types of agent. Tool agent, which is for doing very structured tasks, more advanced. We have a conversational agent, which is what we're going to use today because we're going to have a conversation like you would with ChatGPT. And we can call functions, and we can do other things, React agents, SQL agents. This is a starter video for the basics. So let's keep it basic, and we're going to go with a conversational agent. So choose that option. Our prompt, our request, our instruction, our question is going to come from the previous node. That previous node is the chat node that we've already got. Now you could bring it in from some other node. You could have another node feeding into this AI. For example, you may have information in a Google Sheet and you're feeding this into the AI. But today, to keep it simple, we're going to take from the previous node, which is our chat node. So it knows how to do that. And we need to add some options here. So we want to add a system message. So it comes pre-configured with a system message here, which is pretty good. You can actually leave it alone and leave it like this. But I want to show you, I just want to help you understand what a system message is by putting our own one in here. So I'm deleting all of those out. And we think of a system message as setting the context for the AI. If you can think of the AI as an employee at a business, the system message is its full job description. If it was a CTO, a chief technical officer at a company, its job would be to manage the IT systems, to make sure the IT department is working properly, that the technologies talk to each other, that you're choosing the correct technologies to work in the company. So it's kind of the overriding context of what you want the role you want the AI to adopt. It's not the actual instruction. And that's what I've got these little on the screen here, so you didn't have to watch me retype because my typing's so bad. So I've just grabbed here a little system prompt, and we'll go through it quickly. You're an expert in n8n. I thought I would build an n8n specialist chatbot for us. You're an expert in n8n. Your role is to offer advice in building out and designing workflows, choosing nodes, explaining node functions, structuring input and output, writing single-line expressions that work with n8n. So that is our system node. So it knows now what its job is. Its job is to be an expert in n8n. So that's fantastic. We've got some other options here. We have a human message, which is actually going to be the prompt we're going to get from the chat. And you can control, how many times it's going to work. And if there aren't intermediate steps, you can run those. We're going to leave that out because this is a simple flow. So we've got that taken care of now, but we're not done yet. This this agent is not connected to an AI model, to one of the models. And we've got lots of models to choose from. So let's click on this plus sign for chat model. And we can choose from a host of chat models. Now, you're going to need credentials for each of those. So choose the one you've got credentials for. But seeing as we're building, we've been talking about OpenAI and ChatGPT, I'm going to use the OpenAI chat model. But you can use any one of these that you've got credentials for. My favorite actually at the moment is Anthropic. Although these are changing so fast, Google's latest release is amazingly powerful. But let's go with OpenAI chat model. Pop that in there. Choose your credential. If you don't know how to use a credential, click through into Docs over here, and the documentation will talk you through how to go over to openai.com and generate an API credential. And you've got lots of models to choose from here. It's often tempting to choose the most powerful and latest one, but bear in mind that's often way more powerful for your needs and also more expensive. I like this little mini. I love it. It's a nice mix of power and affordability. So that's what I'm going to go with here. We have a couple of options here. Let me run through them very, very, very quickly. The ones that are important to us. We can set a max number of tokens. Now, tokens cost money, so you may want to choose a maximum of tokens there. 200 tokens, 500 tokens, 1,000 tokens. I'm going to leave it blank so it can choose as many tokens as it wants, but you can control how many tokens it chooses. Tokens are kind of like the little credits that are needed to run an AI, and your credit card via the API is billed based on the number of tokens that are used. Think of tokens like words. They're not quite a full-length word, depending on the length of the word, but think of tokens as the number of words that are being sent to the AI and that the AI is sending back to you. We get charged both times. We have the other interesting one is sampling temperatures. Think of sampling temperature like how creative, how creatively you would like the AI to perform. So a sampling temperature, if I open this up now, it's a scale of 0.0 to 1. And 0.7 is 70% creative, so it's pretty creative. 0.1 would be not very creative at all. It's going to follow instructions exactly, and you're not going to get too much variation. So depending on the task that you're after, you're going to adjust this variation. And let's leave it at 0.7 at the moment. It's come back with that, and there we go. I think those are the most important ones to get your head around at the moment. So we've got that set up. Okay, so we've got that set up going at the moment. Okay, now we've got something called memory. Now, what's interesting when you're calling an AI agent via API, unlike when you're working on the ChatGPT website, the AI agent will have no memory of a preceding chat or even the preceding message and answer prior to the latest message and answer that you've been doing if you don't give it memory. So in other words, it's kind of like meeting a human being in real life, and you ask that human being a question, it answers the question, and then immediately forgets who you are, the question you asked, and the answer that it gave. It's like starting a brand new conversation again. That's what will happen if we chat with this agent right now, not having hooked up any memory. So let's go and hook up some memory so that we can have a bit of a sensible conversation and not feel like we're chatting with a goldfish. So we're going to click onto memory. Now we've got lots of memory options here. You can use external databases to store conversations and act as memory. We're going to go with the simplest one here, and literally says here easiest. So we're going to go the Windows buffer memory. This is good enough for simple flows. As your flows get more complex, more involved, especially if you go into production or anything, this won't be good enough, but it's definitely going to be good enough for now. We'll need a session ID so that it knows which session it's memorizing. This is already filled out for us. And context window length, this is, as it says here, how many past interactions the model receives context. So how far back do you want to go? Let's leave it at 5 for now. So now our chatbot has memory, and now we know what model to be using. And now we have tools as well. We're not going to give it any tools because tools is more complex, but this is where you might ask the AI to go, your instruction might require that it searches the internet. We need to give it the ability to search the internet, or go and search a knowledge base, or read a folder or a file, or do something like that. It's going to need a tool to do that. It's more advanced. We'll do that in future videos, but I'm going to leave that alone for now. And let's get that out of the way. We've already used that. And what I want to do now that we've created our little chatbot is we're going to ask it some questions. I've just pre-written these questions so you don't have to watch me type, which is painful for me and I'm sure very painful for you to watch. But we're going to have a little chat here. All right, so let me just copy this. And let's test this. So I'm going to go hit chat here. Now we've got a little chat window. I'm just going to paste in my question here. Please explain to me how to build a simple flow that will enable me to chat with a LLM model using n8n. Exactly what we're doing right now. A little bit meta, but I thought let's have some fun for it and see what it comes up with. Now, remember this, as far as I know, and please correct me in the comments, that the model we're using at the moment, which is this OpenAI GPT-4 Mini, I think it's been trained up to about April 2024. So its knowledge of n8n and n8n's nodes may not be that great. So let's see what it gives us here. I'm going to push go, and you can see now the agent's working. It knows that it needs to go and call an agent. So here we go. To build a simple flow in n8n for chatting with the model, we need an HTTP node, which we don't because we can see we've got something on the screen here. We need an API endpoint, which we do. We need a message. We need to format the parameters, which is what we've been doing. We need a response node, webhook node. Okay, so it's got a way of doing things, but it doesn't seem it's aware of the latest n8n tools. But that's not the point. The point is here. We've asked it a question and it's given us a pretty good answer. It may not be the answer of the latest cutting edge technology with n8n, but it's giving us something. And if we had asked this to be someone to help us write copy for a website, or to help us write a poem, or whatever the case may be, whatever the system prompt would give, it would give us a different answer. So right, we've got that. Let's go for gold here. Please give me the full JSON for this workflow that I can simply cut and paste into the n8n canvas. Let's see if this will work. So there it is. Please give me the full JSON for this workflow that I can simply paste into the n8n canvas to create this workflow. So let's push go. Now it's going to use the memory because it needs to know what we asked previously. If we were asking this without memory, it would say, sure, tell me what you want the flow with, and we'd have to explain the flow again. Okay, so we've got an answer here. There's the answer. You can see we've got lots of JSON because we asked for JSON, so it's given us JSON back. Now we can go and cut and paste this from here, but I can also just click out of this, click into the agent here, and we can see the various outputs here. So if we click on JSON, we've got the JSON. I click on schema, we've got the schema, and such like. So I'm not sure this is going to work. This was a bit of a Hail Mary, but let's go and cut I don't know this is going to work. All these backspace ends mean spaces, and I don't see this working. Anyway, I'm going to actually see if I can't cut and paste this. I'm not expecting this to work. If it doesn't work, we're not going to try and fix it because that's not the point of this video. But I'm just going to click there and paste that n8n in. Nope, it didn't work. There's something poorly formatted in that JSON. I tell you what, let's sorry, I was clicking on the wrong thing there. Let's just try again and say that did not work. Please try again. That's not really a great prompt at all, but let's see. Again, it's going to pull on the memory, And let's see what we get out here. It's having a little think. Well, that looks a lot better. That looks like far more structured. All right, I don't know if that's going to work. I'm gonna actually copy it from here because this looks better. I'm also, let's just see if that works. I've copied all that JSON. This is a little test, a little squirrel off our meeting, and you know what? It kind of worked. We've got 2 nodes. It created 2 nodes and pops it in here. Not exactly what we're after. It didn't do the whole thing, but a little bit of tweaking, you could actually build a AI here that will create workflows for you that can cut and paste. Anyway, we're going to break away from that. But that really is what we're talking about here. This is, let's move these out of the way not to be a distraction. So what we're actually talking about here is a n8n workflow that is essentially duplicating a ChatGPT interface. And here we have it. We have a chat mechanism that's talking to an AI bot. The AI bot is calling on a large language model, in this case OpenAI, and it's got memory and it's giving us an output. And now we can now add additional nodes to this. On this side, let's add a set node, for example, and we can actually drag this output onto this set node, run this step, and we now have data that we can now start putting into other flows, into other nodes, and you know, publishing on a website, pushing into a database, you know, pushing into a CRM, whatever the case may be. But what we've got here is the fundamental basic building blocks of how to start using AI, how to get the basic AI configuration, how to get a prompt in, either via chat or via some other node preceding this, get the answer you want, get that answer back here from the agent, back here in n8n, and then push that back into n8n, and then, wow, the world's your oyster. Your creativity is the only thing that limits you, and you can go and use this data now to build fantastic AI-powered applications. By all means, please ask your questions in the comments. We've got a community called Let's Automate It. Details in the description. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. You guys have watched YouTube. You know the deal. The more you kind of pat us on the back and support us, the more motivated we are to do videos. So it's a win-win situation all around the table. So give us your feedback. Good, bad, ugly. We don't mind. We just want to be better. And if you want this actual flow, if you're not up to rebuilding it, you can go grab it in our community. But it's so simple. I almost just say, you know, rebuild this and just get your head around how n8n and AI agents work. I'm recording this just before Christmas, so wherever you are in the world, Merry Christmas, if Christmas is something that is important to you. Otherwise, happy holidays. And if it is coming towards the end of your year, if you are running to the Western year, and then Happy New Year, and we'll be back in the new year to record this. If you're watching this and it's the middle of the year, well, I hope you had a great day and I hope you have a great week. We'll catch you soon. Cheers.